You're listening to the N2K Space Network.
And now, a word from our sponsor. The Johns Hopkins University Information Security Institute is seeking qualified applicants for its innovative Master of Science in Security Informatics degree program. Study alongside world-class interdisciplinary experts and gain unparalleled educational, research, and professional experience in information security and assurance. Interested U.S. citizens should consider the Department of Defense's Cyber Service Academy program, which covers tuition, textbooks, and a laptop, as well as providing a $34,000 additional annual stipend. Apply for the fall 2026 semester and for this scholarship by February 28th. Learn more at cs.jhu.edu/MSSI.
Today is October 8th, 2025. I'm Maria Varmazis, and this is T-Minus.
T-Minus. 20 seconds to LOS T-Drift. Go for deploy. Roger, roll.
ESA spots an unexpected asteroid passing by Earth at Leo range.
4.
Ariane Group and Sabga line up production for Ariane 6's operational phase.
3.
Blue Origin is awarded a $78.25 million Space Force contract to expand launch processing at Canaveral.
2.
Space Capital's Q3 2025 Space IQ report shows a $5.8 billion surge in private space investment.
1.
Verizon signs a deal with AST SpaceMobile to deliver cellular service from space.
0.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Let's dive in. In an expansion of a partnership that started last year, U.S. telecoms giant Verizon has signed a new agreement with AST SpaceMobile to bring direct-to-device satellite connectivity to its customers across the continental United States. The agreement will allow Verizon to expand coverage of its 850 megahertz low-band spectrum in areas where cellular coverage is usually not available via space-based broadband from AST SpaceMobile. The two companies plan to begin service rollout in 2026. AST SpaceMobile will operate a constellation of large phased array satellites that are designed to connect directly to standard mobile phones, expanding Verizon's network reach and resiliency. No financial details about this agreement have as yet been disclosed. That said, speaking of financial details, the Q3 2025 Space IQ report from Space Capital is out today, and this latest report studying the state of the space industry says 2025 is on track to rank among the top 3 funding years on record. Digging into just a few of the details from this report, Space Capital reports that $5.8 billion were invested across 115 companies in Q3 2025, bringing total private equity investment in the space economy to nearly $400 billion since 2009. Venture capital led 86% of activity, with infrastructure companies, yes, infrastructure companies, drawing the largest share, about $4.4 billion, which is up 12% quarter over quarter. But truly, defense spending is the driver for so much of what is going on. Satellite manufacturing and defense-driven Golden Dome capabilities dominated funding rounds, no surprise there, while emerging industries like logistics and lunar services also gained some traction. Distribution saw $300 million in new capital, focused on AI-enabled connectivity and direct-to-device satellite communications, and applications pulled $1.1 billion after last quarter's surge in geospatial intelligence interest. Despite macroeconomic pressure around the globe, Space Capital says investor confidence, especially in dual-use, revenue-producing space businesses, remains strong. There are lots of details to check out in this report. Highly recommend you read the report in full, and we have a link to it in our show notes for you. Blue Origin has secured a $78.25 million contract from the U.S. Space Force to build a new payload processing facility at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. The project was awarded as part of the National Security Space Launch Commercial Solutions opening effort and aims to increase Florida's launch throughput by providing additional cleanroom, fueling, and integration facilities for government and commercial missions. The new structure will support payloads up to 45 metric tons and accommodate multiple vehicle types, including Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket. Construction of the facility is scheduled for completion by 2028, and Space Force officials say that the investment will help them enhance resilience and flexibility in national launch infrastructure. Let's turn our sights to Europe now, and Ariane Group and Belgian aerospace firm Sabca have signed a new long-term supply agreement for the operational phase of the heavy-lift Ariane 6 rocket. The contract covers production of nozzle activation systems for the main and upper stages of Ariane 6 flight models 16 through 42. The two companies have been partnering for quite some time already, so this continuation, says Ariane Group, secures critical supply chain continuity and supports its goal of maintaining a regular launch cadence for institutional and commercial customers across Europe. And for our final bit of space news today, some bit of space coming our way. A small asteroid designated 2025 TF passed over Antarctica last Wednesday at a distance of about 428 kilometers, or 265 miles above Earth's surface. Yes, that is a mighty close pass, well within Leo, closer than many satellites and nearly at the altitude of the International Space Station. And better yet, not only was its travel path super close to Earth, this asteroid's appearance was also a surprise. Astronomers didn't spot it until several hours after its closest approach, when NASA's Catalina Sky Survey detected it and ESA's Planetary Defense Office confirmed its trajectory. Now, the asteroid's next predicted flyby won't occur until April 2087, and ESA also says that the event shows why near-Earth object tracking systems are so very important. And ESA also said that the object was estimated to be between only 3 and 10 feet across, so it posed no threat to our planet. Satellite versus asteroid, though, that would be a different story. Thankfully, no satellites were harmed during this surprise asteroid flyby. And that's our Intel briefing for this Wednesday. If you'd like to check out the stories and reports in today's show, the show notes have you covered. They are in your podcast app and on our website, space.n2k.com. And while you're checking out those show notes, since it's just you and me today, I thought I'd let you know that I put 2 extra stories in the show notes for you to check out. One is a space.com piece from the IAC 2025 regarding new announcements from Chinese officials there about space junk deorbiting plans and what that could mean for the continuing militarization of space. And there's a new story on Via Satellite about a collab between Sepentrio and Shona Space Systems. It's all in the show notes. Enjoy. Whether you've been listening to T-Minus from the start or this is your first episode tuning in, I want to thank you for listening. If you like what we are doing here at T-Minus, your support will help us grow and bring you more of the insights and guest interviews that you enjoy. So if you could take a moment and leave us a 5-star rating and short review in whatever podcast app you use, I would appreciate it so much. Tell us about a favorite recent episode that really got you thinking. You know, that kind of detail really helps us make the show even better. So since I wouldn't be much of a podcast host if I didn't drop an obligatory like and subscribe now and then, please do like and subscribe if you haven't yet. And thank you. We'll be right back.
At Thales, they know cybersecurity can be tough and you can't protect everything. But with Thales, you can secure what matters most. With Thales's industry-leading platforms, you can protect critical applications, data, and identities, anywhere and at scale with the highest ROI. That's why the most trusted brands and largest banks, retailers, and healthcare companies in the world rely on Thales to protect what matters most: applications, data, and identity. That's Thales. THALES. Learn more at thalesgroup.com/cyber. What's your 2 a.m. security worry? Is it, do I have the right controls in place? Maybe, are my vendors secure? Or the one that really keeps you up at night, how do I get out from under these old tools and manual processes? That's where Vanta comes in. Vanta automates the manual work so you can stop sweating over spreadsheets, chasing audit evidence, and filling out endless questionnaires. Their trust management platform continuously monitors your systems, centralizes your data, and simplifies your security at scale. And it fits right into your workflows, using AI to streamline evidence collection, flag risks, and keep your program audit ready, all the time. With Vanta, you get everything you need to move faster, scale confidently, and finally, get back to sleep. Get started at vanta.com/cyber. That's VANTA.com/cyber.
Welcome back. So, Mars just had front row seats to an interstellar visitor. Thankfully, we have eyes in the skies, sorta kinda, there, so we got to see it too. ESA's ExoMars and Mars Express orbiters turned their cameras towards Comet 3I Atlas, which is a rare traveler from beyond our solar system. In the first week of October, these orbiters had the best view of any spacecraft in the neighborhood, and they watched the ancient comet glide past them from about 30 million kilometers away. Okay, so it's a comet, not a big deal, right? Well, this comet is actually quite special. It is only the third interstellar comet ever spotted, after Oumuamua and Borisov, and scientists think that it may be older than the solar system itself. We only found out about its existence this past July, after all. Now, the orbiters couldn't pick out 3I Atlas's tiny core, but they did capture the ghostly glow of its expanding coma, which is the halo of gas and dust that forms as sunlight heats a comet up. And next month, on November 25th, while many of us Americans will be getting ready for our Thanksgiving holiday and perhaps starting to travel long distances to see our family and friends, ESA's JUICE spacecraft will take its own look as 3I Atlas continues its own long trek and swings past the sun. And in the much, much longer run, ESA and JAXA's Comet Interceptor mission collaboration, planned to launch in 2029, hopes to someday meet one of these cosmic outsiders up close. Wouldn't that be something? And that's T-Minus, brought to you by N2K Cyberwire. We'd love to know what you think of our podcast. Your feedback ensures we deliver the insights that keep you a step ahead in the rapidly changing space industry. If you like our show, please share a rating and review in your podcast app. Please also fill out the survey in the show notes or send an email to space@n2k.com. We're proud that N2K Cyberwire is part of the daily routine of the most influential leaders and operators in the public and private sector, from the Fortune 500 to many of the world's preeminent intelligence and law enforcement agencies. N2K helps space and cybersecurity professionals grow, learn, and stay informed. As a nexus for discovery and connection, we bring you the people, the technology, and the ideas shaping the future of secure innovation. Learn how at n2k.com. N2K senior producer is Alice Caruth. Our producer is Liz Stokes. We're mixed by Elliot Peltzman and Trey Hester, with original music by Elliot Peltzman. Our executive producer is Jennifer Iben. Peter Kilpie is our publisher, and I am your host, Maria Varmazes. Thank you for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.